matching tattoos that were half pig, half unicorn, a terrifying creature. A pig unicorn. What in the unholy barnyard is that? Did they get drunk in a petting zoo next to a glitter factory?
Please. It's a symbolic representation of their youthful impulsivity, a shared moment of questionable permanence. Though I concede the visual is rather jarring.
Jarring? It's nightmare fuel. Anyway, welcome back to Heartbook Radio, the only book show brave enough to admit most romance novels are just instruction manuals for bad decisions.
Today we're dissecting Never Planned on You by Lindsay Hameroff, a novel exploring second chances, career pivots, and questionable wedding ethics.
Ethics. This book is basically how to bang the groom while picking out his canapes. Our girl Ali, the chef turned wedding planner, because that's a stable career path, lands a big gig. Surprise! The groom is Graham, the British dude she drunkenly tattooed herself with 8 years ago. Pig unicorns, remember. Keep up.
It's a classic reunion romance setup, albeit complicated by the rather significant detail that Graham is, in fact, engaged to be married, a wedding Ali is planning.
Complicated? It's a dumpster fire. And Graham? Oh, poor Graham. Is he the sweet, misunderstood Brit caught in a bind or, and I quote a very insightful reviewer, a lying, cheating scumbag, and a walking red flag?
The narrative attempts to mitigate Graham's culpability by introducing the marriage of convenience trope. His fiancée, apparently his best friend, needs a green card. It's a device.
A device? It's a get out of jail free card made of tissue paper. So he just doesn't tell Ali. For how long? Remind me, was it like half the damn book? Some people said. He waits until 10 minutes before the wedding.
The delayed revelation is a significant point of contention. Structurally, withholding key information creates tension, but ethically, it places both Ali and Graham in a morally precarious position. Graham constantly pushes his glasses up his nose, you see, indicating stress.
Oh, he pushes his glasses up. Well, that makes the lying and emotional cheating totally fine. His poor nose. And Ali, lovable flake. Is that what we're calling unprofessional home? Wreckers now. She hops careers like a flea on hot asphalt. Teacher, chef, wedding planner who sleeps with clients. My ex-Brenda was a lovable flake. Know what else she was? A thief. Stole my signed Bon Jovi poster. This Ali sounds just like her. Probably has sticky fingers, too.
Projecting your failed relationships onto fictional characters is hardly literary analysis. Ali represents a certain archetype, the chaotic creative spirit struggling for validation. Her family doubts her, she doubts herself.
So she proves them right by making out with an engaged guy. Genius. And Graham, this adorable teddy bear. Teddy bears don't usually hide life, altering secrets from women they're clearly leading on. Every time he supposedly gets stressed, a muscle twitched in his jaw. Between the jaw twitching and the glasses pushing, the man must have the most exhausted face in Britain.
His internal conflict is palpable, though perhaps clumsily executed through repetitive physical tells. He does seem genuinely torn.
Torn between his fiancée and the wedding planner? Boo-hoo. You know who wasn't torn? Bubby, the grandma. Sounds like the only character with her head screwed on straight. Probably took one look at Graham and told Ali to run for the hills. Right? Like Grandma Yetta, but with better advice.
Bubby does provide grounding wisdom and comedic relief, yes. A well-rendered matriarchal figure drawing on specific cultural specificities.
Yeah. Jewish grandma, lax. Shakshuka, fine. But is the book actually good? Or is it just, 500 pages of people whispering, Just 5 more minutes. Ali, in coat closets while the fiancé picks out floral arrangements.
The pacing is uneven. The central conflict relies heavily on that delayed reveal, which many found frustrating. However, the chemistry between Ali and Graham is frequented as a strong point. Reviewers seem utterly polarized. One says, cheating trope got too much weird, didn't like it. Another claims, Lindsay does a great job of removing that ick factor and you are rooting for Ali and Graham.
Rooting for them? I got a fake email here from Brenda's poodle guy. Says, Dear Heart, book radio. My wedding planner made eyes at my fiancé. Then convinced him to get matching Chihuahua, griffin tattoos before they eloped to Vegas, using funds stolen from the centerpiece budget. This book is irresponsible. C. Real-world consequences.
That email is clearly fabricated, but it touches on the core issue. Can the marriage of convenience excuse truly absolve the emotional infidelity? It feels like a narrative shortcut, reminiscent of films like Green Card, but without fully exploring the ramifications.
Ramifications? The ramification is you don't screw around with engaged people, especially when you're working for them. It's not rocket science. And don't get me started on the references. Titanic, Polly Pocket. The O.C. Was this written in 2003?
The pop culture references aim for relatability, a shared nostalgic shorthand with the reader.
Or it's lazy. Okay. Hypothetical if Graham were a sandwich. What kind would he be?
I refuse to participate in this reductive exercise.
Fine. He's a soggy cucumber sandwich on white bread that someone left in the rain. Looks vaguely posh, tastes like disappointment and regret. Nobody wants it, but it keeps showing up anyway.
That's needlessly cruel. Look, the book attempts a frothy, second chance against a backdrop of significant ethical hurdles. Does it succeed? Depends entirely on your tolerance for questionable decisions justified by fate.
Fate, please. Okay, rating time. I give never planned on you 2 out of 5 pig unicorn tattoos. It's memorable, but mostly for being a hot mess.
I disagree. While the central conceit strains credulity and the pacing lags, the author does capture a certain frantic energy. I'll rate it 5 out of 10 perfectly avoidable bad decisions. It functions as a romance, albeit a deeply flawed one.
Flawed is putting it mildly. All right, folks. That's all the questionable life choices we have time for today. Join us next week when we dive into the literary event of the season. My hamster escaped into the Large Hadron Collider, and now he holds the secrets of the universe.
That isn't a real book.
Prove it. Until next time, keep your hearts full and your books debatable. This is Heart Book Radio.